welcome back to 4F Beauty. When will I be YouTube famous? I don't know. But you've probably guessed, because I'm off over this side of the screen so that I can lean because of my back, there's a nice bit of space here for pictures. Which means it's time for another episode of Hell Yeah or Whoa No. Right, as always, crap ton to talk about, so let's get it started. Following on from Angelica's collaboration with Sigma for brushes, that Taylor has done her set too. Now, Taylor has used a Sigma brush for her foundation for as long as I've watched her, so I know she uses that brush a lot. Again, I would love to be able to afford it, but Sigma's out of my price range, unfortunately. But if I come up on the lottery, that's going to be a hell yeah. Storybook Cosmetics. I'm guessing this is to go with their what looks like a Game of Thrones or Dragon style next book. Has come up with this picture of this component for the lipsticks. Looks interesting. I just hope it's got a good magnetic closure on it, because that'll catch up on stuff in your handbag and it could pull the lid off if it hasn't got a really, really good magnetic closure on that. So I'm going to wait and see what colours we're getting as well. Makeup Rev have got these Get Lit face quads in incandescent and ignite, so for light, medium dark skin tones. All-in-one palettes for eyes, lips and face, so that's great if you're travelling or you want a budget. And it's good that, as always, they've thought about all the different skin tones. They've not just lumped it all into one 8-pan palette where you'd only be able to use half of it. So that looks quite good there. £10 each, as I understand it. Incandescent has pearl white shimmer, rosy toned gold, pearlescent gold and light rose gold with a white shift. Lots of words. And Ignite, which is the darker of the two, has golden peach, champagne gold, warm amber and golden bronze. So that could be, that could be, I don't actually need any more highlighters, to be perfectly frank right now. So for me, it's a whoa no. But that's simply because I have been trying to be on a low buy this year and failing dismally. Sorry about the fan, by the way, but I am absolutely melting in this kitchen again. Anastasia Beverly Hill are bringing out new lipsticks. Now they're saying that these two are for fair to light with either warm undertone or cool undertone. Then medium to tan, warm and cool undertones. Dark to deep, warm and cool undertones. They're matte lipsticks. They look nice enough, but to be honest, it's nothing I've not already got. And why is it fair to light get taupe, medium to tan get a peach and a pink, and dark to deep get a mauve and a terracotta-y colour? Really? I mean, the description on those fair to light ones are a muted burnt orange and a light rose taupe, but I guess I'd need to swatch them to see for myself. But yeah, those are available now if you want them. Adam Minto, dude that owns Revolution, sneak peeked this, saying, Sunday question, do you want an amazing mascara without prestige price tag? About time we did something big for you. Prestige quality at affordable price. Winter 2018 global launch. And it's just called The Mascara. So that could be interesting. Nomad Cosmetics have got this very colourful palette. Have to be honest, haven't heard of Nomad Cosmetics. Need to do a bit more research into them before I decide whether I want to get that or not. At least it's not just a colourful palette that's a rainbow, it's got a colour story to it, you know, it's got, you know, your 3 tones of yellow from your sort of your buttercup through your like a caramelly yellow through to, you know, a proper deep burnt caramel mustardy yellow. You know, you got a selection of blues there, a selection of pinks, a couple of purples, an orange. So it's a balanced palette, and it's quite nice to see that there's only one that could be construed as a brown, which is that mustard yellow in the top corner there. I will do some more research on that for you, and I will look into prices and stuff. But at the moment, that's the only thing I've seen, and that was on somebody else had shared the photo on Twitter, and I couldn't see where it was from originally, so I need to do a little bit more research on that one for you. The Dominique Latte palette by Christian Dominique, which was her first product. I showed you the lemonade palette last week with that gorgeous mango shade in it. The Dominique palette is now in stores in Ulta Beauty in America. So if you are one of my American followers, you can now go into store and swatch that and decide whether you want to buy it or not. Urban Decay, their new suggestion, or their new palette that they're coming out with, travel inspired, 21 shades with different finishes, $49, called Born to Run. Still a lot of warm tones in there, but it's not bad. I mean, if you cover up all of those warm neutrals, you're basically left with a purple, a grey, 2 blues, a green, and maybe those 2 pinks at the bottom there. So am I going to spend nearly $50 on it, or probably 42, 45 quid when it comes over here? Whoa, whoa, whoa. No, I'm not, because I've got all of those colours in other palettes, and I'm meant to be on a low buy. Moving on. I spoke last week about the Gemini palette from Melt. Got some swatches now on 2 different skin tones. Gotta be honest, now I've seen the swatches, I am more interested in it. I can't justify $58 or probably 52, 53 quid when it comes, you know, to get over here. I can't justify that on a £10 palette. If it turns up in a sale somewhere and I can get it 30% off, 40% off, maybe, baby. Or, Adam, sweetie, if you're gonna, when you finish duping the tart one for me, can you dupe that one, please? I quite like the look of some olive greens for autumn this year. Yeah, I do like that. I really do like that. Right, W7, which I didn't realise until it came up on my PayPal as war paint. So the W stands for war paint. That is so cool. W7 have got some new Mega Matte lips in their range, pinks and nudes, and they are £4.95 each. So that's a pretty damn good price. Admittedly, if you're anything deeper than a medium skin tone, that's probably going to look hella chalky on you, which is not great, but I don't know what the rest of their range is like. They've probably got deeper colours. They've literally said nudes or pinks. That's obviously the ones that they're. But then, yeah, they could have thrown a darker nude in, they could have thrown a darker pink in. Maybe, baby. Still making my mind up on that one. I debated last week about Crayola and ASOS. And I guessed it was crayons. And I was right. Now, when I was 10 years old, back in the 80s, yes, check the channel name, I'm over 40. My first makeup set one Christmas was a Crayola makeup set with a very greasy, waxy red crayon lipstick and a very bright pink crayon chunky blush stick, which also doubled as an eyeshadow stick, and a bright red nail polish that just peeled off without having to need nail varnish remover to take it off. So this to me is kids makeup, but it's not selling for kids makeup prices. A set of 3 of those crayons is 18 quid. That's 6 quid a colour. And from the reviews that I've seen, they're not all that. So last week, it was a whoa, whoa, whoa. No. This week, it's definitely a whoa, whoa, whoa. Hell no. Anyway, Storybook Cosmetics, I showed you the little like dragon scale lipstick component earlier. The next book that they're coming out with, similar to the Harry Potter and the Burn book, and didn't they do Snow White as well? I'm sure they did Snow White. Anyway, their new one is based on Vincent van Gogh's Starry Night painting. And I've got to be honest, I've got the Witches, or the Wizardry and Witchcraft palette, which is the Harry Potter themed one. And I do like that. It's just a real bitch to store because it is, you know, book thickness. I really like the colour story in that. So I shall be keeping my eye out for that when that launches. Because I'm kind of feeling blues and greens and purples at the moment. So, yeah. Haven't got any more details yet on release date or price or anything. All I know is that it's coming soon. So as I know more, you will know more. I showed last week the Too Faced palette with these were the colours we had first, and then these are the reimagined colours from now. And they're now showing some of the lipsticks they're going to be releasing as part of that range. There's TF20, which is this hot pink. Apparently it's a metallic sparkle lipstick. Very 80s, darling. And then this red one, which I can't actually see the name of, which is helpful. I do have to admit though, that red one is calling me a little bit. Just a little bit, but it is calling. Again, no idea on prices on that yet. I will update you as I know, but that's a maybe, baby. BH Cosmetics are adding another Galaxy palette to their range, and these are the baked shadows, similar to the ones in their in the Zodiac palette. These ones here. I like them, but I do find that in order to get any colour intensity, they do need to be applied with a wet brush, which is fine in here because you've got a nice lot of mattes as well. This Galaxy palette does look to be all shimmer. I mean, it says that there's 3 formulas. Row 1 is glitter finish, row 2 is foil finish, row 3 is high impact colour. So I'm guessing the high impact colour are the ones that they're expecting you to use as kind of like a satin rather than a matte through your crease. How well that will work, I don't know. But as with the Weekend palette, which they did the pink brushes with, they're doing some really pretty turquoise brushes, and a makeup bag, I believe, as well is going to be with that. So that's coming out, and with BH Cosmetics, super cheap, which is great. And if you're in the UK or if you're in Europe, while we're still in the EU, folks, take advantage of the BH Cosmetics German website, because shipping is cheaper and you don't pay import tax on arrival, which is blooming awesome, because that's how I picked this one up, which I've wanted for ages. I couldn't wait for it to come to Beauty Bay any longer. For me, that's I've got all those colours. It doesn't call to me as a palette, that one. So for me, that's a whoa. No, that's simply because it just doesn't call to me. If it calls to you, you know, good formula. I've actually got the Zodiac palette on my eyes today, so you know it's quite clear that I do use it a lot. Elf are bringing out some SPF 50 products, which is brilliant. Obviously, do be aware of the fact that SPF can cause flashback in flash photography, which is why I tend to use this one, which is an SPF 15 as my day cream. And then the majority of the foundations I use have got SPF in it as well anyway. But these are the new products. There's a Beauty Shield Skin Shielding Moisturiser for $14.50 with SPF 50. A Beauty Shield Skin Shielding Primer for $14.50 with SPF 50, and an actual, what they call Stay Out and Play, which I think is literally just a sun cream for the rest of the body, or, you know. So, and that's $12.50, which, you know, listen to Baz Luhrmann, wear sunscreen. No, seriously though, I mean, people are always telling me that I don't look my age, and that's because after years of trying in the 80s and going from white to lobster and back to white again, I realised that I don't actually tan. My skin will not tan. I've got a redhead skin. So I've kept my face very much out of the sun. I've had very high SPF on, even when I'm not wearing makeup. And I think that's done my skin the power of good, because I don't look as old as a lot of women my age, which, let's face it, that's what we all want. So once I've finished that moisturiser, that Olay one, I might give that Elf one a go and just see what it's like. So that's a maybe, baby, verging on a hell yeah. Following on from the popularity of Jeffrey's pink grinder, he's now bringing out a black grinder. I will leave that there for you. I will pass no comment, and I will move on to the next item, which is the MAC Patrick Star, the third of their 4 collaborations. This is the summer one. What bugs me with this is the first collaboration, the spring, was it winter last year? Yeah, it must be, because they did the spring one, this is the summer one, so yeah, it must have been winter last year. You could buy all the items individually, and then with the spring one, you had to buy it as a set. And I only wanted the eyeshadow palette and one of the blushes. I didn't want any of the lipsticks or glosses, so I didn't bother buying it. And it's the same this time. Eyeshadow quad, bronzer, and 2 glosses. Now last time it was a lipstick and a lip gloss. This is 2 glosses this time. There's swatches there on different skin tones of the eyeshadow quad and the bronzer, and they've also got like an illuminating opalescent face powder, which is basically a gold highlighter. Way too dark for my skin. You've got to be medium or deeper to be able to wear that, by the way. But what gets me is the promo pictures for those glosses. To start off with, they don't look very much different in colour. And then these are the promo pictures that MAC put on their website. Would that encourage you to buy them? Don't just look at your particular skin tone. Look at all of them. Pay extra special attention to the model on the end with the beautiful deep skin. Now she's got lovely full lips with very few creases in them. And that lip gloss has settled and looks blooming awful. And if it's going to look that bad on someone with beautiful, plump, non-lined, youthful lips like that, how do you think it's going to look on all of us who aren't model perfect, who don't have beautiful, smooth lips? I find it hard to believe that Patrick approved those colours. He's a man of colour. I find it very, very difficult to believe that he would agree to put 2 glosses in, neither one of which really suits the deeper skin tone at all. And again, you've got to buy it. The kit, which is nearly $50, is 2 lip glasses, one in pale peach and one in mid-tone neutral pink. I think we discussed those. An eyeshadow quad with a matte muted orange with pearl, pinkish brick with gold shimmer, a matte deep peachy brown pink with shimmer. Make up your mind. Peachy brown pink. And an intense red with gold shimmer. Now I do like the look of that eyeshadow quad, and if that was available separately I'd buy it, but I'm not going to spend $50 nearly, whatever it is over here in the UK, to get a bronzer that's going to be too deep for me and 2 lip glosses that I am not going to wear. And not being funny, I wouldn't even put those in my giveaway box that I've started. And then the opalescent powder in Hot and Heavy is $34. I don't know what planet Mac are on, but doesn't make me want to buy it, put it that way. So that's a whoa, whoa, whoa. No. Revolution Pro. Now Smashbox have got their primerizer, which is a primer and moisturiser in one. Revolution Pro have they launched, or is it launching? Doesn't say, so I'm gonna guess that it's out already because it doesn't say coming soon. Prime and hydrate infused with moisturising ingredients including niacinamide and hyaluronic acid to hydrate the skin whilst helping to lock makeup in place. £7. I might give that a go, because although I use this as my primer, because side effects of my meds and my chronic pain mean that my face sweats a lot and that helps to hold that down. there are times that I do then pop a primer over the top of it. I mean, today, for example, I've used the NYX Honey Do Me Up, which is a great budget version if you wanted one of these primers with the gold flecks in but didn't want to pay the YSL prices. NYX Honey Do Me Up. But this, anyway, that's a hell yeah from me. I'm going to give that a go. While we're still on Revolution Pro, they've got Supreme Pigment Gel Eyeliners in shades blue, nude, purple, silver, gold, brown, white and black, and they are £3 each. Now I really struggle with keeping liner in my waterline because my eyes are very, very watery. So when I order that that Prime and Hydrate, I might just chuck one of those in. It's only £3, and just see whether that'll hang on to my waterline any better. If not, I can use it for going underneath my bottom lashes instead of using a shadow. So that's a hell yeah from me on that one. Kylie has, she's not slowing down, this girl, is she? Eh? Kylie has released this sneak peek of her summer 2018 eyeshadow palette, which is either going to be called Kylie or it's going to be called Summer. We haven't decided yet. Dropping soon. We don't know if it's going to be a collection, but going on past experience, it probably will be. And the shades you can see there looks to be a champagne-y gold sort of shimmer, an orange-based red, a reddy brown, you can just see the corner of it, and a nice sort of, actually that'd be a very nice contour shade for me. Anyway, as soon as I know more, I will of course let you know, but that's all I've seen so far. Ofra Cosmetics have said that they are rebranding. Change is coming. It includes new packaging, but we don't know what else is changing. It's interesting that Ofra are rebranding. Now, I don't know whether they're going to be just changing their logos and stuff to make it look a little bit more modern and on trend, or whether they've, I don't know, joined up with another company maybe they've been bought out by someone. Who knows? Have to wait and see what's going to happen there. But if there is new packaging, my tip to you is if there's something of Ofra's that you want, keep an eye out, because as soon as that new packaging launches, if it's available in the old packaging, it'll probably be cheaper to buy because they're going to want to get the old packaging off the shelves. So, that is my tip to you. I will be keeping an eye out to see what highlighters are available, even though I've said I don't need any more because I haven't got any Ofra ones, and therefore I really think I should. Many words, no breathing, and moving on. Back to, I'm bouncing around all over the place here. Back to Revolution. Soph Does Nails. I don't think I've got her first one out. I think it's in the front room somewhere. As a follow-up to her first eyeshadow palette, which I have got, she's now got Soph Revolution ×2, which includes 3 bullet lipsticks. Again, very warm toned shades. There's some swatches that someone's done using one of the Swatch Perfect honeycomb stencils. And there's a swatch showing you the 3 lipstick shades in Cake, Syrup and Fudge. I must admit, Cake looks very similar to this. I got a Marc Jacobs Mini in shade Slow Burn. So if you like this, that's a cheaper version for you. I'm probably not going to get this myself. The lipsticks are £4 each. The eyeshadow palette is a tenner. But when I compare it to the previous palette, to me it's not different enough for me to need to get it. If I didn't have the first Sophie palette, then I probably would buy this one. But I'm really pleased to see that Revolution are starting to put the names of the shades on the palette themselves rather than those silly little plastic sheets that constantly get lost. So that's up to you. I mean, if you are a warm palette lover and you've started to hit pan on your first Sophie palette, then, you know, get yourself out and get the second one. Personally, I'm not going to bother with the second one just because it's so... to me, there's the only real kind of new shades that really jump out at me in there are the yellow, the sort of the yellow trio on that corner, and the bright red next to it. And I've got the Colourpop Yes Please palette. I'm ordering the Jeffree Star Thirsty palette, which has got a beautiful bright yellow in it. And I've got his Blood Sugar palette, so I've got enough reds to do me for years. And that is the only reason I'm not buying it. So there we go. Colourpop have got some High Shine Ultra Glossy Lips, newly formulated with jojoba oil and other goodies for juicier, more hydrated lips. Nice range there of colours, including colours that deeper skin tones can wear. Admittedly, looking at those swatches there, Onboard, Few, Onboard and Fantasia to me don't look that different. But possibly on a lighter skin tone you'd be able to tell the difference more. I like the fact that Colourpop show swatches on a deeper skin tone so you can see how it's going to work with the deeper skin tones. And also, I like it like that as well because it does show you just how similar those first three are. So, you know, you can just think, well, which one of those looks nicest on there? I'll get that one, and then perhaps one of the other colours rather than, you know, automatically going for the three lightest ones. Pony Up and Flying Horses, I have to admit, are the current forerunners for me. So if I'm making a Colourpop order anytime soon, there's a pretty good chance I'm going to pop one of those in. Apparently Colourpop glosses are great and they're not sticky, which is fabulous. Moving on. Shop Hush. I wish we could get Shop Hush in the UK. But, well, we can, but a lot of their stuff is on their app only, and you can only download their app if you're in America. Helpful. Because they have duped the Tarte Icy Betch April Fool's Joke palette. Adam, seriously, come on man, hurry up. So Shop Hush have duped it. So if you're in America, or I think Canada can get the app as well, then you can take advantage of that. Lucky you, because I would be bang on that if I could get hold of one. Givenchy, how beautiful does that look? I mean, you just wouldn't want to use it, would you, and ruin that beautiful, beautiful design on the top. They're coming out in two new highlighters, gold, which is in the picture, and pink. Now you might look at that and think that looks like a champagne, but if you look at it reflected in its own mirror, you can see it's gold. It's obviously just the studio lights washing it out and making it look like a champagne. No idea on when or how much, but it's Givenchy, so it's, you know. But I will keep you updated as I hear any more. Becca, so far it's only available exclusively in their online stores, which means you can't get it in the UK. But they said that about the Waves of Light palette, and that's now available over here. It took about a year to get to us, but we got it eventually. Smoky Quartz is their latest limited edition, which means it will come back 6 times, then it'll be relaunched another palette, and then it will come out worldwide due to customer pressures. Not that I'm sarcastic or cynical in my old age. I do like the look of this though, a rosy pink shade infused with delicate flecks of pearl. I would have to go very lightly with that on my skin tone, but I would actually probably use that as a blush topper but that's beautiful. If I could get my hands on that, that would be a hell yeah. LA Girl are coming out with gloss toppers. You can see from the swatches there, they are not. Well, initially when I saw those blue lips and purple lips, I'm like, wow! And then I realised that that was over the top of another lipstick. Yeah. You can see from the swatches there that they are sheer, which is, I mean, it's what you'd expect a lip topper to be quite frank. I just got all excited. I want to know what the blue and the purple lipstick is underneath those toppers, so if anybody can let me know, that would be great. Apparently the colours they're releasing, the yellow one is Starlight, the blue one is Kaleidoscope, the pink or red one is Magical, and the purple one is Flashing Opal. 4 shades, $6 each. So available June the 7th on their website. So yeah, it's been available for quite a while now actually. Nabla Cosmetics, we now got some swatches of their concealers, and yes, there are only 9 concealers in the range, but it is a reasonable spread. But I mean, if you look, there's a hell of a jump between Golden Beige and Warm Honey. So if you fall halfway between those two, you're going to have to buy Warm Honey and then one of the lighter ones to lighten it up. We just have to hope that this is to see how popular it is, and that they're going to increase the shade range. But at least they have started off with some deeper shades there, which is more than some companies could say, isn't it, Tarte? Yes, right, moving on. More details on that Violet Voss palette that I actually fell in love with. Now, most Violet Voss palettes look like that, which is, you know, brown with a bit of green, and brown with a bit of purple, and brown with a bit of brown, and brown with a bit of orange, and then, oh, let's do a rainbow one which has 10 different colours and no colour story whatsoever in it. So I was ridiculously happy to see this beautifully bright palette, which is the Flamingo palette. Now, I know my friend Fabs is going to love this. She is, aren't you, Lindsay? Flamingos, you're just nuts about. I know what you like about flamingos, and from what I've heard, that's looking to be quite a good palette. I do want to see some more reviews on it, just to see how well some of those more pastel ones blend out. Make sure they're not skippy, but I like the look of that. It's coming mid-July, so the PR should be going out round about now to the big beauty gurus. There's also going to be a face palette with what looks like 2 contours, a bronze, a matte highlighter, and 2 blushes. And that's called Glamingos. We've got Flamingo and Glamingo. Glamingo, I'm not really keen on face palettes because there's too many shades that I never get to use. But Flamingo for me at the moment is still a hell yeah. I want that palette. We've now seen the inside on Solar Look's Grease palette, which is very true to the time. I mean, look at that blue. You can't tell me that's not 70s blue. I know the film was set in the 50s, but it was filmed in the 70s, so don't shoot me. And we've got some swatches there. Now, they do look to all be shimmers and satins. Cost of the palette is $40. That's not bad. Palette artwork contains original photos from the movie, so if you're a fan of Grease, that alone could be worth getting it for you. I'm torn on this. I really like the colours in the palette. Straight away I can see a lot of different eyeshadow looks that I would like to make out of it. But I've said this time and time again, I don't mind using all shimmers on my eyes, but I know a lot of people, particularly once they get to their 40s and older, don't like using shimmers through the crease, because if you have got a lot of crow's feet, if you have got a lot of wrinkles on your eyes, shimmers will show that up quite a bit if you're using that through your crease. So I think they've missed a trick by not having some mattes in there, because I think a lot of people will avoid the palette for that reason. But then, not being funny folks, how many neutral palettes have you got laying around that have got mattes in that you can just bosh a transition shade through? I mean, you could use your contour powder, you could use your bronzer, you could use your blush to whack a matte crease shade through. So I'm still on the fence with that one at the moment, but yeah, there you go. Do with it as you will. Tarte. They're still on my embargo list, even though they have increased the shade range in one of their foundations. Unless they release that Icy Betch palette. Now, last time they showed those swatches of the 3 greens and like a lavendery purple. So they released this new set, and I'm like, ooh, okay. The packaging's a bit pink, but there was a lavender in it, so maybe. And then you look at it, and it's the Trust and Fairy Dust collection. This looks like kids' makeup. How the hell are you meant to store those brushes with those ridiculous bloody stars on the end of them? I must admit, looking at the swatches of the eyeshadow palette, that's quite nice. That's probably the only thing out of that collection that I would contemplate buying. But I don't need it, because I've already got those colours in a crap ton of palettes, but most specifically I've got them in the Modern Renaissance, and I've got an orange I can use as well. So pray, Tarte, why would I want to buy your Trust and Fairy Dust palette when there's nothing in there that I haven't already got in Modern Renaissance? You've repackaged your mascara. Now, don't get me wrong, I like their Lights Camera Splashes mascara, the waterproof version. I like the Lights Camera Lashes version as well, but I prefer the waterproof because my eyes are so runny lately. But they've packaged it in like iridescent pink. Pink rose makeup and tools. Ugh. Next. I mean, seriously, how is that any different to the Aspen palette that they released a couple of weeks ago? It just isn't. Tarte, you need to get whoever it was in your company that designed the Icy Betch palette as a joke and put them into your design department, because they at least seem to be coming up with ideas that we haven't seen before from you. Right, moving on. YSL are bringing out a foundation stick. Seems like foundation sticks are all the rage at the moment. I personally struggle with foundation sticks because I've got oily combo skin, and the majority of foundation sticks tend to have a more emollient texture and a dewy finish. So creamy, lightweight, medium coverage, buildable. Just that word creamy just worries me. I'd be interesting to see if it'll work on my skin, because a stick foundation would save a hell of a lot of time, but you know, apparently that's coming out round about July sometime. Don't know prices yet, we'll let you know more as I hear it. Benefit Cosmetics Hello Happy Soft Blur Foundation. It's available in 12 shades, 33% deep, 42% medium and 25% light, and is apparently now available in the UK at Debenhams Beauty for $25.50. That packaging reminds me of a Zippo lighter. Or a Tic Tacs box. Part of me really likes it and thinks it's really fun to look at, and part of me is like, 25 quid for something that looks like kids' makeup again. What is this current thing that companies seem to have for making makeup look like kids' makeup? You know, Claire's accessories have gone bust for a reason. There's some swatches here of the different shades on 3 different arms. As you can see, they don't go majorly deep, but then they've only got 12 initially in their range, and of that 12 the spread isn't bad. 3 light, 5 medium and 4 deep-ish. So I'm going to wait and see some reviews on that first, but that's a maybe baby for me. Apparently it's got soft focus optical spheres that diffuse light to create a blurred effect and help to temporarily blur the look of skin imperfections. Buildable foundation with a natural matte finish that's supposed to feel virtually weightless and breathable, and apparently they're going to be doing a mini version of it soon. I might pick up the mini version and try it. I wish foundations would do that. I wish they would bring out, as well as the, you know, the sort of like the 1 ounce size, I wish they'd bring out like a I don't know, like a deluxe sample size that we could pick up for, say, a £5 or 7 quid or something, just so we can try it out for, because these silly little sample pots, enough to do your face once, you're not going to know if you're going to react to that foundation, because for me at least, I have to wear a foundation 3 or 4 days before I'll find out that it breaks me out. I won't necessarily break out after the first use. So yeah, that's maybe that one, I think. Juvia's. Now I've been looking at the Magic palette and I've been umming and ahhing for quite a while. And they're now bringing out Mini, which is fabulous, which means instead of the big pans, like they've got, I'm trying to see if I've got my Zulu palette to have. No, it's under that pile, I'll knock the whole lot over. Instead of the larger pans like you've got in the Zulu palette and the current Magic palette, they're doing the normal size, the max sized pans, so the sort of thing like the Masquerade palette, that comes in both sizes. So when that comes out in a mini, I may put that on my Christmas list for my husband to pick up for me. It depends what other stuff has come out between now and then, I suppose. So that's a maybe for me. Maybe, baby. Colourpop are bringing out, I believe, later this week, possibly the day that this goes up. I'm not sure how long it's going to take me to edit all these pictures in again. They're bringing out a foundation to go with their no filter concealers, and I've got, these are the old shades, Fair 5 and Fair 15, and I've also got over here, she said, trying to find it, 00 and 02 in Fair, which are the new ones. And just to show you, I don't know, I would imagine that the shading will be the same. Just to give you an indication, this is the Fair 02 shade on me. Does oxidise a little bit on some people, so I will leave that on there, continue chatting, and then towards the end I might show that again and see whether it's still doing it. 42 colours in their foundation. 42? $12 each. loose powder in 3 shades for $9 each, and blotting powder in 6 shades for $8 each. Oh, and they're doing 2 foundation brushes for either $9 or $8 depending on which one you get. Has a pump, nice to see. Estee Lauder, take note. I quite like that actually, with all the stars on the packaging, that's quite pretty. There's the entire range, look. And it looks like the colours that they've put it against is the undertone. So the first one to me looks warm undertoned or yellow undertoned, then a pink undertoned. No, then a neutral, then a pink. What's that? No, pink neutral. Oh, I don't know. I'm going to have to sit down and have a look at this a little bit closer, but it looks like the colour background they've chosen gives you an indication on the base colour, so whether it's a neutral or a cool or a golden or etc. Apparently that's a medium to full coverage matte finish. There's some little swatches of it all. You've seen the bottles, there's the swatches. They do seem to be going quite deep. There's a close-up of you for the left half, so you can pause and take a screenshot of this if you need to for reference. And there's the other half, and you can see Deep Dark 215 does actually go quite a deep colour. And there don't seem to be huge, great jumps between the colours either, which is good to see. That's the 3 loose powders they've got in translucent, banana and deep, so basically pale, medium and deep skin tones. The blotting powder, which I believe is those little pots there, is available in fair, light, medium, medium dark, dark and deep dark. So again, that's a really good coverage in terms of what they're including. That's the promo packs that are going out to influencers. God damn, I wish I was an influencer. Whew. And that shows you, this one shows you their lightest shade against their darkest shade. So you can see that they're covering a pretty good spectrum there. And then these are the deep dark swatches, going from 215 down to 185. These are the dark swatches going from 180. Sorry, I had a darts moment there. Down to 150. Then the medium dark from 145 to 115. And then mediums 110 to 80. Light 75 to 45, and you can see there that the majority of those look to be either warm or neutral undertone, with only 2 of those, sort of 60 and 55 are the cool undertone, the pink undertones. And then fair goes from 35 down to 5. To be honest, on that particular arm it doesn't really show very well the differences in colour, because it almost looks like 25 and 10 are the same colour, and 25 and 30 look to be the same colour on that, so I'm confused. But that's the swatches, folks. Oh no, look, there's the blotting powders, beg your pardon, they're pressed blotting powders. There you go. I got a little bit confused. And you can see there is a good spread there of those. And that's the 2 foundation brushes. Now it looks like they're going for this paddle flat kind of foundation brush, which I've got to admit is, I don't mind it for putting my concealer in, but I don't tend to use it for my foundation. But there you go. Benefit are bringing out a Brow Contour Pro, a Bic style pen with varying shades of colours in. Now I'm pretty sure I've seen that somewhere before. I mean, this is a lip and eye retractable one from Makeup Rev, which I demoed on my channel a few weeks ago. So it does make a change actually for Makeup Rev to be ahead of the pack on something. Everyone always accuses them of copying other people, despite the fact there's loads of other brands that do it. But there we go, Makeup Rev got there first and now Benefit are bringing out a Brow Contour Pro. 4 shades all in one pen for the brows, including Illuminate Colour. So if you're someone who changes your hair colour a lot through the year in varying shades and want to change the shade of your brows to match, that could be useful. If you're a makeup artist, you're carrying 3 brow pencils around with you instead of, or 1 brow pencil instead of 3 or 4. But I have 2 shades of brow pencil. I have this sort of darker shade that I use when I'm doing a more dramatic eye, and then I have a slightly warmer shade when I'm doing a more neutral, everyday kind of look. So, yeah, I suppose it could be useful, but there are cheaper alternatives out there, folks. It does look exactly like it. Brilliant. Makes me chuckle. What have I got here? Why have I got Mickey and Minnie Mouse all over it? Oh, Tangle Teaser. Looks like Tangle Teaser are joining up with Disney and producing a Mickey and Minnie Mouse Tangle Teasers. I don't know if they're going to come over here. They're probably going to hit Sephora at some point. So if you... Tangle Teasers are good. The only issue I have is that they don't actually have a handle on them, so if you're someone with chronic pain who struggles to lift your arms up very high, that can be quite difficult. You kind of have to sort of brush your hair like this if you can't get your hand up high enough, so yeah, I'm going to pass on that, I think. My Lottie London I Can See a Rainbow Shadow Swatch Eyeshadow Palette is the biz. Well, there's 3 shades of blue, and there's 2 greens, and there's 2 pinks, and there's 2 oranges, so I guess there's kind of a colour story in that. I need to see more before I decide whether or not that's going to be a yes or a no. I've got a lot of colourful palettes now, thankfully. I've got the Revolution Mischief Mattes, I've got the Calmy palette, I've got Blush Tribe Psychedelic palette, which is all mattes, and that's fantastic. I've got the Zulu palette, I've got the Mini Masquerade palette. So I've got a lot of colourful palettes. It's going to need to be something pretty special for me to want to buy it. So we shall see. Oh, here's some more colours of Too Faced lipsticks, as well as the red and the pink from earlier. They've reinvented the original 10 lipsticks they launched with the most rich and creamy glitter formula. Sorry, hay fever again. Oh dear. They look quite nice actually, there's quite a nice spread there, including some unusual colours, so... But to be honest, Too Faced prices, you're probably better off going to Colourpop, picking up one of their Luxe lipsticks. Better Than Sex mascara in a glittery packaging. And we know there's new shades of Born This Way coming out as well, in collaboration with Jackie Aina. She helped them develop the deeper shades. So there's a lot going on in Too Faced at the moment. Beauty Bay in the UK are getting the Life's a Drag palette, the Mani palette, so if you're somewhere that wants that and managed shipping is exorbitant for you. I'm thinking Australia right now until your new taxes come into play. Then you'll be able to pick that up soon. They've got the wait list open already, I believe, because I'm sure I got an email about that. Excuse me a minute, I am going to go and blow my nose because it's driving me crackers. I'm back. Coloured Rain are bringing out a vivid pigment palette. So far we've seen these 3 shades. It looks to be a reasonably small palette. I'd imagine it's either going to be a quad or maybe a 6 or 9 pan palette. If that's the case, those 3 colours are actually reflected on the front packaging, so we could also see a blue, a green, a yellow, an apricot and a purple in there as well. And maybe a gold because of the background. That would be your 9 colours then, wouldn't it? So I shall wait and see what's happening there with that before I see anything else. The Flesh Foundation Sticks, still can't get used to that, from Revlon. There'll be an Ulta Beauty beginning June 24th online and be on store shelves in July. So I'd imagine that in the UK we're probably going to pick this up in July at some time. I will keep you updated. JD Glow did this black and white picture. Really, can they stop doing that please? Just show us the damn colours. New product revealing soon. Let's glow hint. So that's either going to... It looks to be very, very liquidy, so I'd imagine that's going to be one of these glow body gloop things. Or maybe a very liquidy lip gloss. I shall reserve judgment and wait and see for that one. I mean, it could be like a highlighter, I suppose, for face and body, but it just seems very, very liquidy. Clarity Cosmetics showed this picture with just showing the empty packaging, and then showed the colours within it. Doesn't exactly grab me. I mean, if you look at the swatches, that blue-brown pigment, MAC started that years ago, and now pretty much every damn palette has got that in, so there's nothing new in that palette that you probably haven't already got a million times over. So that's a pass from me, I think. LA Girl are bringing out brow pomades, blonde taupe, soft brown, warm brown, dark brown and soft black. And they're bringing out gel liners in jet black, black cosmic shimmer, mermaid teal frost, raging purple and rich chocolate brown. Now I'm not averse to a bit of coloured liner, as you can see, so I'll be keeping my eye out for those. L'Oreal Infallible, the Le Chocolat range. Now, when they first showed it, they showed it with this kind of dipped-in packaging. And apparently it smells like chocolate, and there are a couple of shades there I like the look of. I like the look of Candyman, and I like the look of Bittersweet. But then they showed this video where it doesn't seem to be part of the Infallible range anymore. The shape of the bottle has changed. It looks like they've got a few more shades as well. Not entirely sure what's happening there, but as I hear more I will update you and let you know. Maybelline Superstay foundation is coming out in stick form. I can't get on with the flipping liquid format of it, let alone a stick form, so... But if you can get on with it and you've got normal to dry skin, then, you know, crack on. You're probably going to be most happy about that. Maybelline Total Temptation Shadow and Highlight Palette. Now that, I quite like the look of. It's got a cool side, it's got a warm side. Ideal for travelling, great for a starter palette if you've got someone just getting into makeup. I like that. I'll be interested to see some reviews on it though, because I know Maybelline shadows aren't always all that, unfortunately. Norvina did this photo, I think it was on her Instagram. Good lab day, link assisted of course, which I guess is the dog. Still refining rainbow mattes. These colours aren't for everybody, but I'm working hard to get this right for that unicorn somebody. I'll keep you guys posted. And she's got an orange, a pink, a violet, a green, a blue and a yellow on her arm. So again, I really hope this has a colour story and isn't just a rainbow palette of 10 different colours, 12 different colours. So I'll let you know more on that as I hear more. Huda is going to be dropping some concealers to go with her foundation. I wonder if they're going to smell as floral as the foundation does. Does it say anything about when? No. Just says 2018 is all about the skin, baby. Looks like they're doing pretty good shade range though, as you can see from those splotches of it on a piece of paper. Makeup Forever are bringing out a new foundation, Matte Velvet Skin, full coverage, new packaging, new formula. So I don't know if we're going to be able to get that here as easily as they can in America, but that's coming out. Pat McGrath is bringing out Sublime Skin Highlighting Trios. A highlighting duo of highlighter and balm glides on effortlessly, imparting a veil of sinfully sublime luminosity. The creamy highlighter reflects and diffracts light illumination, while the transparent balm delivers dewy divinity. Formulated with aloe and argan oils combined with hyaluronic acid, the balm delivers smooth control and softens the skin in nude, gold and bronze. That's going to be $55 each. And the buffer brush, so you can have a Rihanna moment. $25. Coming soon. Yeah, thanks for that, Pat. I need to win the lottery before I can buy any of your stuff though. Sugar Pill, once again, black and white pictures. New pressed eyeshadows coming this summer. Don't know yet if they're singles or palettes, but I will let you know as I know. And that picture bottom left appears to be a loose powder. So whether that's going to be a setting powder or a loose highlighter or loose pigments, as I know more, you will know more. MAC, these are the swatches of the 4 lipsticks from the Aaliyah collection. A nude, a true red, a berry red and a grey, blacky, bluey, looks quite patchy from that swatch lipstick. Which Try Again is matte, Hot Like is amplified cream, More Than Woman is amplified cream. The bottom one is a frosted one, that's why it looks patchy. Launching online in North America June the 20th and in stores June the 21st, so we're probably going to get it over here around about the same time if it comes over here. Jaclyn Hill, new palettes. When she formulated her last Morphe and Jaclyn Hill palette, the big white one, which is basically warm toned apart from a cluster of blues and greens in the bottom corner, she said she'd formulated a lot of different shadows, and she chose her favourite ones for the £35. So what she's now done is the colours that she had formulated before, she is now releasing in 4 separate palettes. $15 each. see what I did have some more information on those. Hold on. Yeah, $15 each, or a box set for $49. You got Dark Magic, Bling Boss, purple, ring. Basically, you've got some really nice dark colours. I want that palette. Some nice sort of yellows, oranges. Actually, that's quite reminiscent of that Gemini palette from Melt. The purples, I like the look of that one, and a warm tone palette, which I've got all those shades already in a lot of different palettes, but there are 3 of them I like, so it would make sense, because once you've used a Morphe code on top, it's going to work out cheaper to buy the box set than it is to buy 3 palettes on their own. So I might do that and then just give the red palette away to somebody else. So that's launching later on this month, I believe. That's probably going to be a hell yeah, at least on that dark one for me. I Heart Rev. People who know me know my favourite colour. How long have I had Coty Airspun on there? Let me guess, all video, right? Yeah. Purple. It's my favourite colour. And they are bringing out a violet palette. They might just as well have called that the Bomber palette, because that's got my name written all over it. Once that's available, I'm going to be straight on the website ordering one. That's a hell yeah from me. I definitely want that. James Charles tweeted, I may or may not have had the biggest shoot of my entire life for something very special tomorrow. Nervous is an understatement, but I'm so beyond excited. And he did this look recently, this bright skull look. So whether this could be a shadow or a highlight collaboration, not entirely sure. I will keep my ear to the ground and let you know as soon as I know what that's all about. Jeffree Star has got a patent in for a setting spray called Resting Bitch Face. I need that setting spray in my life. I genuinely need that setting spray in my life. Right, that's all of the new makeup bits I wanted to talk about. I'm just going to re-swatch on here to see whether this has oxidised at all on me. Yeah, it's oxidised by about a shade, you can see, look, but not a huge amount. So that's the Fair 02 in the Colourpop concealer. So I don't know if that helps in terms of you working out which colour foundation you're likely to need from them. I'm a MAC NW13, Maybelline Fit Me 110 Porcelain, Estee Lauder 1C0 Shell, Fenty 150, Beauty Bakery 59 and 57 both work for me. They're both light enough. They've just got different undertones. So hopefully that will help you choose your Colourpop shade. I have got some dupes here for different products, but because this has been quite a long video, I will save those for the next episode. So I hope you enjoyed this. If you did, perhaps you could hit that like for me, comment, share, subscribe. If you are subscribed, check you've hit that bell, and make sure that you've selected all notifications, not just some. Because apparently that's another way that YouTube are trying to not share our videos. All that's left for me to say is stay fabulous. Bye for now.